My fiancée told her maid of honor, I already have the divorce lawyer picked out for after the honeymoon, during dress shopping. The sales assistant looked uncomfortable and later pulled me aside to warn a nice guy. I canceled everything after investigating. Her parents are now demanding their deposit back. The 29 male was supposed to get married in 3 weeks. Keyword was. My fiancée Rachel, 27, and I had been together for 4 years, engaged for 1. Everything seemed perfect. We had the venue booked, catering sorted, honeymoon to Greece planned. Her parents put down a hefty $15,000 deposit for the reception hall because they insisted on the dream wedding for their only daughter. 2 weeks ago, Rachel went dress shopping with her maid of honor, Sophia. Final fitting. I was at home assembling wedding favors, because apparently that's my job now. That evening, I get an email from a name I vaguely recognized. Madison K., Bella's bridal. The subject was, question about your purchase. I thought maybe there was an issue with the payment for the earrings I bought her. I opened it. The email was short and clearly written by someone nervous. Hi Michael. This is Madison. I'm the sales assistant who helped you with the pearl earrings last month. I know this is unprofessional, and please don't mention this to my manager, but I felt I had to reach out. Something happened today that deeply concerned me, and frankly, it reminded me of what my own sister went through. If you're free, I think you should hear it from me directly. She left her personal cell number. My stomach twisted. This wasn't about a credit card. I called the number. Madison sounded even more nervous on the phone. Look, I really shouldn't be doing this, but you seemed like such a nice guy. Today, your fiancée was here for her final fitting. She was laughing with her friend, and I overheard something I couldn't ignore. She was talking about which divorce lawyer to use after the honeymoon. My blood went cold. Are you absolutely sure? Positive. She literally said, I'll milk the honeymoon phase for 6 months, then file. Jordan Castellano is the best divorce attorney in the state. Already had a consultation. Her friend laughed and they started talking about your house and taking half of everything. I thanked Madison, my voice hollow. I told her I would be discreet. I hung up and sat there staring at the wedding favors, little boxes with our initials. R&M forever. Here's the thing about me. I don't do emotional reactions. I process. I plan. First, I needed proof. Madison could be wrong, could have misheard, so I did what any rational person would do. I started investigating my own fiancée. That night, while Rachel was in the shower, I picked up her old iPad she'd given me to use when she upgraded last year. She'd never bothered to properly wipe it. Her email was still logged in. I searched the inbox for Castellano. 3 emails, an initial consultation scheduled 2 months ago, a follow-up appointment last week. The subject line on the most recent, prenuptial agreement strategy. The email chain detailed how she could potentially maximize her claim on my assets despite the prenup my lawyer insisted on. The strategy was to claim she signed it under emotional duress and had a lack of proper independent representation. But here's where it got worse. I checked her iMessage, still synced to the old device. Text between her and Sophia. Screenshots of my investment accounts, which she must have taken from my laptop, my 401k balance, the estimated value of my grandmother's house I inherited last year. Sophia's response, girl, you hit the jackpot. Play it smart. Rachel's reply, 6 months of playing wife, then I'm set. Just have to survive the honeymoon, lol. I took photos of everything with my phone. Then I went to the bathroom and threw up. When Rachel came to bed, she cuddled up to me like nothing was wrong, kissed my cheek. 3 more weeks, baby. Can't wait to be your wife. I held her and said, me neither. And I meant it, because I couldn't wait to see her reaction when she realized she'd played herself. Update 1. The next morning I called in sick to work, had preparations to make. First stop, my lawyer, Daniel Park. I showed him everything. His expression went from confused to concerned to straight up pissed. This is textbook marriage fraud, he said. Entering a marriage under false pretenses with the premeditated intent to divorce for financial gain. Our prenup is solid, but let's make sure she gets nothing. We drafted a plan. I had 2 weeks to protect my assets without raising suspicion. That afternoon I went to the bank. The house was in my name only, inherited. But we had a joint account for wedding expenses. I couldn't just empty it, too obvious. But I documented every penny. I started a meticulous paper trail of her spending. Next, I called the vendors. Didn't cancel anything yet, just confirmed the cancellation policies. The venue was ironclad. Cancellation within 30 days forfeits the entire $15,000 deposit. No exceptions. My heart sank for her parents, but this was a fire of Rachel's making. Rachel came home that night, bubbling about centerpieces. I played along, even suggested we upgrade the flowers. Only the best for my bride, I said. She beamed. You're so good to me. The next few days were torture. She'd kiss me goodbye, text I love you at lunch, and plan our future over dinner. All while I knew she was just running out the clock on her investment. I wasn't sitting idle. I met with a forensic accountant, a friend of Daniel's. We traced a pattern. Rachel had been slowly moving money from our joint account to a personal one I didn't know about. Small amounts, $200 here, $300 there. Over 6 months, she'd skimmed nearly $4,000. Then came Thursday, Rachel's bachelorette party. She left at 6 p.m. in a limo with 8 friends, including Sophia. I had the house to myself. Time for phase 2. I opened her laptop. Password was her dog's name, of course. I found a folder labeled Wedding. Inside, a password-protected spreadsheet named Budgeting. I tried her birthday, our anniversary, nothing. Then I tried Castellano. Bingo. It wasn't a diary. It was worse. It was a cold, calculated list of my assets, my salary, my investment portfolio, my inheritance. Next to each item were columns: estimated value, marital property percent, post-6 months, and potential alimony calculation. It was a business plan for dismantling my life. I backed up everything to 3 different drives. Around midnight, my phone buzzed. Rachel, drunk. Baby, I love you so much. Can't wait to be Mrs. Morrison. I texted back, love you too. Be safe. Then I opened a beer, sat on the couch, and started making my own spreadsheet. Update 2, 5 days before the wedding. Rachel was in full bridezilla mode, demanding, stressed, snapping at everyone. It was the perfect cover. Monday morning, I met with Daniel again. We had more than enough evidence. First move, Daniel drafted a litigation hold and preservation of evidence notice. A formal letter sent to Jordan Castellano's law firm, informing them that their client Rachel was party to a potential future fraud litigation and that all communications, notes, and documents pertaining to her were now legally discoverable. It wasn't a threat. It was a standard, chilling legal maneuver. Second, I opened a new bank account at a different bank and had my company switch my direct deposit, effective immediately. I left just enough in our joint account to handle upcoming automatic payments. That night, Rachel noticed I seemed distant. Wedding stress? She asked, rubbing my shoulders. Something like that. Hey, she said, turning my face to hers. I know we've both been tense, but in 5 days, it'll all be worth it. We'll be on a beach in Santorini, married and happy. The way she said, married, like it was a checkbox, not a commitment. You're right, I said. It'll all be over soon. Tuesday was when things started unraveling for her. She got a call and took it in the bedroom. Our walls are thin. It was her lawyer. What do you mean a litigation hold? From whose lawyer? No, that's impossible. He doesn't know anything. What are my options? This sounds serious. She came out looking pale. Everything okay? I asked innocently. Yeah, just my dad's lawyer with a question about the prenup. A terrible lie. Wednesday, she got a frantic call from Sophia. I watched her face go white. I need to run out, she said suddenly. Where? Sophia has a family emergency. I found out later what the emergency was. Someone from an anonymous email account had sent Sophia a single screenshot of her "you hit the jackpot" text with a simple message. Aiding and abetting fraud has legal consequences, just so you know. Sophia had panicked, calling Rachel and accusing her of being sloppy. Rachel spent 3 hours talking her down. Thursday, one day before the wedding, Rachel's parents called me. Michael, darling, her mother said, we're just confirming the final payment with the venue, and they mentioned the cancellation policy again, just making us nervous. You two are okay, right? We're fine, I said, my heart aching for them. Don't you worry, everything's going to be handled, I promise. That night was the rehearsal dinner. 40 people. Rachel gave a speech about soulmates. Her father toasted to finally gaining a son. I smiled through it all. Sophia wouldn't make eye contact with me. Rachel drank too much wine. After dinner, I begged off going out with the groomsmen. I went home and made my final preparations. Printed everything, the emails, the texts, the spreadsheet, organized it all in a neat folder. Set my alarm for 5 a.m., texted my best man, call you in the morning, be ready for a change of plans. Rachel came home at midnight, drunk and affectionate. Last night is single people, she whispered. Yes, I said, everything changes tomorrow. Update 3:05 a.m., wedding day. Rachel was asleep. I got dressed, grabbed the folder and left. First stop, her parents' house. Her father, James, answered in his robe. Michael? What are you doing here? You're not supposed to see. I need to show you something, James. I'm so sorry. I sat them at their kitchen table and laid it all out. I watched her mother's face crumble from confusion to horror, then harden into fury. Her father just looked old and tired. I'm calling off the wedding, I said quietly. I wanted you to know why. And James, about the deposit. I know you're going to lose it. This is not your fault, and I want to help you recoup that. I'll pay you back, whatever it takes. James was silent for a long moment. He just nodded, his eyes glistening. Thank you, son. I don't know what to say about her. I left their house at 6 a.m. Multiple missed calls from Rachel. I didn't answer. At 8 a.m., I sent a group text to the wedding party. The wedding is canceled. Please do not go to the venue. Apologies for the late notice. More details to follow. My phone exploded. At 8:15 a.m., I posted on our wedding website, due to unforeseen circumstances, the Morrison-Chen wedding has been canceled. We sincerely apologize for any inconvenience this may cause. At 8:30 a.m., Rachel's car screeched into my driveway. She ran to the door, still in her pajamas, mascara from last night smeared under her eyes. What the hell is going on? She screamed. Our wedding is in 3 hours. I handed her the folder. I know about Jordan Castellano. I know about the 6-month plan. I know everything. She ripped it open, her hands shaking as she flipped through the pages. Her face went from angry to shocked to utterly cornered. Michael, I can explain. No need, it's over. You don't understand. Those were just stupid jokes. Sophia and I have dark humor. You consulted a divorce lawyer 2 months ago. You made a spreadsheet of my assets. Silence. Then the switch flipped. The mask dropped. You went through my things? Her voice was ice. Funny how that's your primary concern. That's an invasion of privacy. I'll sue you. Good luck. I found it on an old device you gave me, with your account still logged in. My lawyer calls it implied consent, and he's much better than yours. She stared at me. You can't do this. People are on their way. My parents are already notified. They know everything. That finally broke her. You told my parents? They deserved the truth before their daughter humiliated their family name. I'll destroy you, she hissed. I'll tell everyone you were controlling and abusive. I'll ruin you. Go ahead. I have documented, time-stamped evidence of your plan to make those exact false accusations. Please try it. She threw the folder at me, papers scattering across the porch. You are going to regret this. The only thing I regret, I said, closing the door, is not seeing who you really were sooner. Epilogue, 3 months later. Rachel's parents stood by their word. Her father called last month to tell me they were refusing to speak with her until she sought intensive therapy and paid them back herself. He thanked me for my offer to repay them, but refused, saying it was family responsibility. Rachel is living with Sophia. I hear their friendship is strained, as Rachel blames Sophia's big mouth and sloppy texting for her plan's failure. The bridal shop owner, Madison? I sent her the nicest bouquet of flowers I could find, and a glowing 5-star review for the shop, praising her professionalism and integrity. I also sent a very generous gift card with a simple note. You were right. Thanked you. Rachel tried to smear my name on social media, but with her parents publicly on my side, it didn't get much traction. Her story of me being a paranoid controller fell apart when too many people knew the truth. Me? I sold the wedding bands. Her mother came by a week after the cancellation to pick up the wedding dress, which was still in a garment bag at my house. We didn't say a word to each other. I just handed her the box. Later, I took my best man and groomsmen on that honeymoon to Greece. The pictures of us on Santorini were, I admit, a little petty, but incredibly satisfying. My assets are secure, my finances are locked down. I learned a hard lesson about the difference between loving transparency and foolish vulnerability. Sometimes I wonder what would have happened if Madison hadn't felt that pang of conscience. But it doesn't matter now. To anyone reading this, trust your gut, but always verify. Love is a beautiful thing, but it shouldn't require you to be a fool. Protect yourself, and if someone shows you who they really are, believe them. Oh, and Rachel, if you're reading this, my lawyer got a letter last week. Jordan Castellano's firm formally withdrew their representation of you, citing a conflict that prejudices the duties owed to a client. I guess they don't like being party to potential fraud investigations. Just thought you should know.